Welcome to the deep dive. This week, we're unpacking a match that really, really resonated in the world of soccer. A clash that went way beyond just competition. It felt like a statement of styles, of cultures, even.
Mm-hmm.
If you caught any of that 2025 FIFA Club World Cup action, you probably felt the energy, right? It was more than just a game. It was, honestly, an absolute thriller.
Oh,
So today, we're diving deep into Bayern Munich versus Boca Juniors, played out under those electric Miami lights.
and you're spot on. This wasn't just, any group stage match. This was, I think, Bayern's first real litmus test in this brand new, expanded 32-team club World Cup format.
Right, the big one.
Exactly. It was a contest that, well, Bayern's coach company himself put it quite nicely, called it the highlight of the group stage.
He really said that. Wow.
Yeah, and it perfectly pitted that disciplined, high technical power of a traditional European giant against the passionate, often unpredictable flair of South American soccer. A classic matchup.
Totally. So our mission for this deep dive is simple. Go way beyond that 2-1 scoreline. We've really combed through our sources to unpack all the rich details.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking the tactical nuances, how the game shifted, the standout performances that just made you gasp.
Yeah.
And maybe most importantly, the broader implications. What this pivotal match means for the future of club soccer, really, on a global stage.
Definitely.
By the end of this, you'll have a shortcut sort of to understanding what made this match so captivating. Those surprising facts maybe lurking beneath the surface that even, avid fans might miss.
Right.
And the deeper insights into what it all means for the sport. So just for a second, imagine yourself right there in Hard Rock Stadium, Miami. Feel that kinetic energy from 63,587 fans.
Incredible number.
And I gotta say, most of them were roaring for Boca.
Oh, yeah. It was basically a local home game, wasn't it?
It really felt like it. Nothing short of a spectacle. So with that electric energy just filling the Miami night, how did the drama actually begin? Let's maybe kick off our analysis by setting the stage for this, monumental clash.
Right.
We're talking June 21, 2025. Kickoff was 01.00 UTC, which, for those stateside, was 9 p.m. Eastern Time on June 20th.
Late one.
Yeah. The venue, Hard Rock Stadium, Miami Gardens, Florida. And this location, it's not just convenient, it's actually pretty fascinating, isn't it?
It really is. Miami, it's such a vibrant cultural melting pot, deep ties to Latin America.
Yeah.
It naturally acted as this crucial bridge between the two soccer continents for this epic match.
Yeah, it felt almost destined, didn't it?
It did. Like the perfect stage.
And the teams themselves, what a pairing. German powerhouse Bayern Munich, you think systematic excellence, relentless winning.
Mm-hmm. The machine.
Exactly. Head-to-head with Argentine giants, Boca Juniors embodying fierce passion, working-class pride, a rich, often fiery history.
Icons of South American soccer.
They're not just clubs, they're institutions, right?
Right.
Huge historical and cultural significance on their continents.
Absolutely.
And the score, that nail-biting 2-1 to Bayern Munich, a testament to a victory that was, undeniably hard-fought.
No doubt about that. And what's really fascinating here is the grander context, the competition itself. This wasn't just some friendly.
Right.
This was a crucial match in the 2025 FIFA Club World Cup, Group C, Round 2. And like you said, this tournament is revolutionary. It's the first ever Club World Cup with this true World Cup-style format, 32 teams.
It's massive.
It is. It signals this huge, ambitious push from FIFA to make club soccer a truly global spectacle, bringing the best from every confederation together on an unprecedented scale.
It's a total reimagining.
Completely. It's aimed at creating a tournament that tests not just club brilliance, but squad depth, tactical adaptability, resilience against totally different playing styles from all over the world.
Which is something new for club soccer, really.
Exactly. The real insight here is how this format forces tactical evolution and squad management we just haven't seen before at this level in club soccer. It's not just about your starting 11 anymore.
You need depth.
You need serious depth to handle diverse styles, the travel, the mental fatigue.
Yeah.
It's basically a mini World Cup for clubs.
And the qualification paths for these two, they really highlight that global diversity and the high bar for entry, don't they? It's not just about winning one trophy.
Absolutely not. Bayern, for instance, they got in through consistent performance in the UEFA Champions League from 2021 to 2024, ranked third over that 4-year cycle.
Sustained excellence.
Precisely. It reflects that they're always at the pinnacle of European soccer. Then you look at Boca. They qualified as the second highest ranked team from CONMEBOL's own tough 4-year ranking system.
So both had to earn it overtime.
Right. This meticulous process ensures you get teams that are not just diverse, but consistently high level. It filters out, one-season wonders and brings in teams with proven quality over multiple seasons. You get a true global elite.
This also wasn't the very first time these two giants have met, was it? There's a bit of history there.
That's right. This was actually the fourth time they've locked horns. And these cross-confederation clashes, they're pretty rare, which makes them significant.
Why is that?
Well, because they represent a true stylistic battle, right? A clash of soccer philosophies deeply rooted in their home continents. Their last formal meeting was way back, November 27, 2001, Intercontinental Cup. Bayern won that 1-0, but it took extra time.
I remember that one. Tight game.
Very tight. And that prior encounter, that gritty win for Bayern, it sort of sets up this narrative of historical dominance that Boca would have been desperate to overturn.
Added extra spice.
Exactly. It wasn't just another game. It carried the weight of past battles, a renewed rivalry.
And the immediate stakes for Bayern after this victory were huge, too. Our sources say this win made Bayern the first team in the whole tournament to secure a spot in the round of 16.
Yeah, that's massive.
Especially this early in a 32-team tournament, right? What does that actually mean strategically for their campaign moving forward?
Oh, it's an immense strategic advantage for Bayern. A huge weight off their shoulders. Securing that knockout spot one round early gives them the luxury, you see, of potentially rotating their squad in the final group match against Benfica.
Ah, smart. Rest key players.
Exactly. Crucial rest, preparation time for the knockouts, minimize injury risks, combat fatigue.
Which must be huge in a tournament this demanding.
Invaluable. In a tournament like this, which needs peak condition over an extended period, earning that control to manage your roster effectively, it's gold dust. It positions them exceptionally well for the later stages, gives them an edge others will be fighting for.
And then there's the crowd factor. I mentioned it, but 63,587 spectators and overwhelmingly Boca fans. The analysis called it a hostile environment for Bayern.
Yeah, hostile's probably the right word.
I mean, playing away in your own continent is tough, but playing an away game with that kind of support for the other side in a different country, that brings a unique energy, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. And this is where, the cultural richness of soccer just comes alive. That overwhelming support for Boca in Miami, it turned Hard Rock Stadium into a pseudo-home game for them, even thousands of miles from Buenos Aires.
Like a slice of La Bombonera in Florida.
Pretty much. And that passionate, loud crowd can be both a huge inspiration for the home side and incredibly intimidating for the opposition. Imagine the constant roar, the chants, the drumming.
Relentless.
It adds this intense emotional layer to the tactical battle. It's not just about formations. It's managing the psychological pressure of a crowd living and breathing every moment. A wave of sound that can disrupt rhythm and focus.
It's a testament to the global reach of these big South American clubs, really.
Totally. Turning any stadium into their fortress. It creates an atmosphere unlike almost anything else in club soccer.
Absolutely. Okay, let's get into the tactical chess match that unfolded. Starting with that first half and, well, Bayern's pretty undeniable domination right from kickoff.
They started fast.
From the first whistle, Bayern just established their technical superiority. The stats we've seen show they had over 70% possession in that first half alone.
Yeah, staggering number.
It really is. What does that high possession truly mean for a team's strategy, beyond just keeping the ball?
Well, look, that huge possession gap is a clear statement of intent. For a team like Bayern, it means they're dictating the tempo, completely controlling the space.
So they're in charge.
Absolutely. It's not just having the ball. It's systematically limiting Boca's time on it, forcing them into constant, exhausting defensive shapes, and just wearing them down mentally and physically.
Right.
It lets Bayern patiently probe for weaknesses, create overloads, minimize their own defensive risks. It's fundamental. Control the ball, control the game, drain the opposition. Turns the other team into chasers.
And yet, despite that massive possession deficit, Boca's fans, as we said, created this extremely enthusiastic atmosphere. It just underlines that raw passion of South American supporters, doesn't it? Even when they're on the back foot.
It speaks volumes, yeah. Volumes about the cultural difference, the essence of Boca. For many South American fans, especially Boca fans, it's not just about the score or stats. It's the fight, the passion, the spirit, the gara.
The grit.
Exactly. Their enthusiasm is like a living extension of the team's identity, a constant energy surge from the stands pushing the players, even when they're chasing shadows.
And it must disrupt the other team, too.
Yeah. That relentless noise reminds the opposition they're in a hostile environment, Makes it a psychological battle as much as a physical one.
And then we got an early glimpse of the drama to come, VAR getting involved. 7th minute, Michael Olise scores what looked like a brilliant goal directly from a corner.
Yeah, incredible. Almost.
You could almost feel the stadium hold its breath and maybe half erupt. It would have been a stunning start for Bayern.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Sensational, maybe controversial, but sensational opener. Direct corner goals are rare beasts. To get one that early in a game like this, massive momentum swing.
But VAR.
But VAR intervened, as it often does. The goal was disallowed. Serge Gnabry was judged to be interfering with the Boca keeper marches in, blocking his line of sight, basically.
So, goal chalked off. What's the immediate impact of that?
Well, it halts Bayern's early momentum, obviously. Creates that what-if feeling. And crucially, it gives Boca a momentary reprieve, maybe a psychological lift, because they were under the cosh early on.
Right, a sigh of relief.
Definitely. It's a stark reminder that the ball hitting the net doesn't mean goal anymore. Added that layer of early tension.
That relief for Boca didn't last too long, though. Because Harry Kane did what Harry Kane does, broke the deadlock.
Inevitable, almost.
The reports say 18th minute, classic striker's instinct moment. Lamer's cross comes in, takes a deflection, and the ball just falls to Kane in the box. Paint the picture what makes this quintessential Kane.
Oh, that goal was just clinical. A masterclass in finishing and Bayern capitalizing on that chaos they create in the box.
Right place, right time.
Exactly. Lamer's cross was good, but the deflection added that unpredictability, threw the defenders off. Kane with that superb awareness, it's almost instinct, knowing where the ball will drop was right there.
And the finish.
Calm as you like. Slotted it into the bottom right corner with his left foot. Not power, just precision.
Really?
Calculated.
Set the tone.
Absolutely. Showed Bayern's ruthlessness, punished Boca for a momentary lapse, confirmed their attacking quality, underlined the difference in finishing.
But even with Bayern controlling possession and having that lead, Boca showed incredible resilience, didn't they? The analysis notes they still caused problems with quick counters and intense physical play.
They did. And this is where that tactical battle really crystallized. Bayern dominating the ball, patient build-up, intricate passing.
The European style.
Yeah, while Boca relied heavily on their traditional strengths. Blistering speed in transition, direct attacks, and that fierce, unyielding physicality.
Trying to disrupt Bayern.
Exactly. Their counters were sharp, incisive, aimed right at the space behind Bayern's high line. And the physicality wasn't just aggression, it was tactical. Disrupt Bayern's rhythm, make it uncomfortable for them.
A battle for every inch.
Pretty much. They got into duels, challenged Bayern's composure, made them fight for it.
And in those moments when Boca did break through, a world-class keeper becomes invaluable. Manuel Neuer made 2 crucial saves from Zenon's shots, kept Bayern ahead.
Vital interventions. A reminder that even when you dominate, the keeper is your last line against individual brilliance or quick transitions.
These weren't routine saves then.
No, Zenon's shots were real threats. Power, precision. If either went in, the momentum shifts dramatically. Huge psychological boost for Boca.
So Neuer needed full concentration.
Always. A keeper like Neuer, even when his team's on top, has to stay focused, anticipate danger, make those big game-changing saves. Denying Boca there kept Bayern's advantage and gave them that edge going into halftime.
Okay, so halftime, Bayern lead 1-0, largely in control, but Boca definitely showing fight. The second half, though, that really turned up the drama, didn't it? Pivotal moments swinging things back and forth.
Yeah, it really opened up.
Let's talk about Bayern's tactical adjustments first. 57th minute, Company makes a double substitution. Jamal Musiala and Alexander Pavlovich come on for Serge Gnabry and Leon Goretzka.
Interesting timing.
What's the thinking there? They're leading, but he still changes things. What's the rationale?
It was a proactive move, definitely, aimed at enhancing midfield creativity and keeping that attacking intensity high. Goretzka and Gnabry had worked hard, but Musiala, well, he offers something different, doesn't he?
Like flair, unpredictability.
Exactly. That ability to glide past players in tight spaces creates a different kind of threat. And Pavlovich, young but so composed, great passing range, can control tempo or split defenses.
So, keeping Boca guessing.
Yeah, introducing fresh legs for the press, ensuring the offensive machine didn't stall. It was about reinforcing dominance, not reacting to a problem.
And then later, another substitution showed Company's adaptability right. Thomas Müller replacing an injured Musiala. That tells you something about his trust and experience.
Oh, absolutely. That was a testament to Company's read of the game and his squad depth. Losing Musiala, especially to injury, is a blow.
Big loss creatively.
Huge. But bringing on Müller, a veteran Immense experience in high-pressure games, understands space like few others, an on-field leader.
The Raumduder.
The Raumduder himself. It speaks volumes about companies' trust and tactical smarts. Müller ensures they don't lose attacking shape or composure when a key young player goes off unexpectedly. Maintained the threat.
Then came the moment Boca fans had been waiting for. Merentiel's masterpiece, the equalizer in the 66th minute. Described as an excellent individual goal. Build the anticipation for us. What made it so special?
Oh, this goal was genuinely spectacular. A moment of pure individual brilliance. Perfect example of that South American technique, determination, creativity.
How did it unfold?
Okay, so Merentiel gets this precise through ball from Alan Velasco. First, sheer grit. He outmuscles Dayot Upamecano, who'd come on for Ta, wins the ball tight.
Strong work.
Then, incredible composure. He dodges Stanisic with this clever feint, leaves him for dead. Now he's about 12 yards out, Neuer charging out.
The pressure's on.
Immense pressure. And Merentiel, calmly, audaciously, just chips it over Neuer's outstretched arm into the net. Strength, agility, exquisite touch.
Wow.
It was a goal born from nothing, really. Sent the Boca fans, who'd been roaring all game, into absolute delirium.
And the analysis says they erupted with Golazo de Boca. You can just hear that sound, can't you? That single word shaking the stadium.
You really can. Like,
Whoa.
it means great goal,
Yeah.
but it's reserved for something special, something breathtaking, audacious, brilliant.
A moment of magic.
Exactly. For the Boca faithful, seeing their team equalize like that, so stylishly, so determinedly against Bayern, the stadium must have just vibrated with pure passion, renewed belief. That roar signifies pure joy, defiance, validation.
But soccer being soccer, the game wasn't over. Bayern being Bayern, they didn't panic. They quickly regained control, piled on the pressure again.
Yep, they responded like champions.
And then came Olise's winner. The sources say it happened in a scramble near the box. Kane provided a clever outside of the foot pass to Olise. That's classic Kane, isn't it? Not just a finisher.
Absolutely. That moment epitomized his complete game. World-class striker, yes, but also a complete forward. He'd already scored, but here, his playmaking, his vision.
In a chaotic moment, too.
Exactly. High pressure, scramble near the box. Instead of forcing a shot himself, he spots Olise in a better spot, executes that difficult, perfectly weighted outside of the foot pass.
Smart, selfless play.
Testament to his intelligence, his awareness, his willingness to make the right play for the team. That's incredibly valuable from your main striker.
And then Olise. The analysis highlights his calmness in a crucial moment. Placed a precise, right-footed shot into the corner, sealed the win. That composure, especially after the disallowed goal. That's huge.
It really underscores the composure needed, doesn't it? Late winner, high stakes, physical game. After having that goal chalked off early, he could have let frustration creep in.
But he didn't?
He didn't. Got the pass from Kane, took a touch, assessed it calmly, and delivered that precise, unsavable shot right into the corner. That level of calm under pressure, clock ticking down, that separates the good from the truly impactful.
Sealed a hard-fought win. Showed his mental strength.
Exactly. Showcased his fortitude, his growing maturity. Big moment for him.
So we've walked through the goals, the drama. Let's maybe take a deeper dive now, beyond the scoreline, into the numbers. The stats often tell a story the goals alone can't, right? Revealing that underlying tactical battle.
Yeah, the data can be very revealing.
Okay, first off, that possession disparity. Staggering. Bayern 72.3%, Boca 27.7%. Now, okay, one team had the ball way more, but what does that really mean beyond just holding it, especially in this game?
Well, look, that enormous gap isn't just time on the ball. It's a profound reflection of tactical philosophy, of territorial dominance. For Bayern, it meant they systematically denied Boca chances to build from the back, forced them into constant, tiring defensive work, played the game almost entirely in Boca's half.
Total control of the rhythm.
Complete control, allowed Bayern to probe patiently. But for Boca, it meant relying almost entirely on those rapid transitions, those individual moments. It confirms they were largely reactive, inviting Bayern on but daring them to break down that compact physical defense.
A test of Bayern's patience, too.
Definitely. As much as their attacking skill.
Okay, let's compare shots. Bayern, 11 shots, 4 on target. Boca, 6 shots, 3 on target. So Bayern had more volume, but Boca's efficiency looks a bit better there, doesn't it?
Precisely. Bayern's higher volume shows their constant attacking presence, creating chances regularly from all that possession. The 4 on target out of 11 suggest maybe not every shot was perfectly placed, or maybe Boca's defense and keeper did a good job blocking or saving. Boca, though, way fewer chances. But when they shot, half were on target. That efficiency speaks to their directness, making limited chances count. Like Merentiel's goal.
Yeah, perfect example.
They weren't just shooting wildly. They were often shooting from dangerous spots with clear intent, making every chance matter.
Now, here's where it gets really interesting, I think. Expected goals, XG Bayern had a staggering 4.57 XG, Boca, just 0.67. For anyone not familiar, can you quickly explain XG and what that huge difference tells us?
Sure. XG, expected goals, it basically measures the quality of a scoring chance. It assigns a probability to every shot based on things like location, body part used, type of assist, comparing it to thousands of similar historical shots.
So it's about chance quality, not just quantity.
Exactly. So Bayern's 4.57 XG, that's incredibly high. It means they created a substantial number of high-quality, high-probability scoring chances. They weren't just blasting from distance. They were consistently getting into excellent positions, close range, clear paths to goal. Statistically, they should have scored more.
Suggests the scoreline could have been wider.
Potentially, yeah. If you play that game 10 times, Bayern likely wins by more most times. Conversely, Boca's very low 0.67 XG confirms their chances were, on average, much lower quality. They relied on individual brilliance, like Merentiel's stunner, not sustained attacks generating high percentage chances.
So the XG really shows where the main threat lay.
Absolutely. It clearly illustrates the tactical control, and the true attacking threat was predominantly with Bayern.
And then corners, Bayern 6, Boca just 1. That just reinforces Bayern's attacking presence, territorial dominance again, doesn't it?
It does. Corners are often a direct result of sustained pressure, forcing defenders to clear under duress. 6 corners to 1 paint a picture of how much time Bayern spent camped in and around Boca's penalty area, pushing, disrupting, creating those dead ball chances.
A visual of the pressure.
Exactly, keeping Boca pinned back.
So putting all these stats together, the sources say they clearly reflected where control of the match lay. Bayern's technical superiority undeniable, but Boca's counters were truly threatening, kept everyone on edge.
Yeah, that sums it up well. The numbers show a nuanced picture. Bayern controlled the narrative, dictated play with technical prowess, possession, tactical sophistication, imposed their will. But Boca's ability to create genuine threats from limited chances, those rapid counters, flashes of skill, meant Bayern could never relax. Boca's threat wasn't constant, but when it came, it was sharp, incisive, efficient, kept the game alive.
Speaks to Boca's resilience.
And their capacity to capitalize on moments made it high stakes despite the stats.
Okay, let's shift to the tactical blueprints, the formations. Company's Bayern set up in a classic 4-2-3-1. Can you walk us through the key players in each line, how they fit Company's vision?
Sure. In goal, Neuer, obviously. The back four, you had Kimmich often dropping from midfield, playing almost like a pseudo right back or deep playmaker.
Interesting role for him.
Very. Then Upamecano or De Ligt later, alongside Stanisic in center back and Guerrero at left back. The double pivot, Kimmich again, out deep, with Goretzka, later Pavlovic, anchoring midfield.
And the attack.
The dynamic attacking three behind Kane were Elise on the right, Gnabry often drifting centrally or left, Coman on the left, with Kane leading the line. It's a versatile modern formation, but Company added his own aggressive twist.
Right, and this is where it gets fascinating. That innovative 2-4-4 offensive structure. In possession, Bayern apparently formed only 2 center backs deep. How did that ultra-attacking approach work? How did it maximize offensive players?
This is where Company's tactical thinking really comes through. He pushed his fullbacks, Guerrero and often Kimmich, from deep, incredibly high up the pitch, sometimes into genuine winger positions.
Leaving just 2 back.
Effectively, yeah. The 2 center backs deep refers to Upamecano and Stanisic being the main anchors when Bayern were in full flow. This allowed the holding midfielder, Kimmich or Pavlovic, to either drop deep, forming a triangle, or push forward to orchestrate.
So what's the benefit?
Constant width and numerical superiority high up the pitch. Bayern essentially flooded the final third with 5, sometimes 6 players. The wingers, the attacking mid, the striker, and those 2 surging fullbacks.
Creates a 2-4-4 shape.
Basically, yeah. A dynamic 2-4-4 that's incredibly hard to defend. It's aggressive, high risk, high reward. Designed to overwhelm defenses, maximize creative players in dangerous zones, pull the opposition shape apart, open channels.
Very attacking. Okay, on the other side, Boca, under Russo, went with a 4-3-3. Who were their key players in that setup?
Boca lined up with Marchesín in goal. Back 4. At Vincula right back, Fiegel and Anselmino or Lima center backs, Fabra or Blanco left back. The midfield 3, Ezequiel Fernandez, Campuzano or Medina, and Kevin Zion, a compact base, shielding the defense.
And up front?
The trident was Jansen or Lingoni left wing, Merentiel central striker, and Benedetto or Cavani right wing. Also familiar, but Russo's take was much more conservative, prioritizing defensive solidity, rapid transitions.
And what was Russo's philosophy with this relatively conservative configuration? How did it prioritize counters, especially against a team like Bayern?
Look, Russo's approach was pragmatic, realistic, acknowledged the technical gap. His 4-3-3 wasn't about possession or intricate buildup.
Defense first.
Pretty much. Built to be incredibly compact defensively, frustrate Bayern's passing, force them wide. The midfield three shielded the defense, broke up play aggressively, won second balls.
And when they won it back?
Speed and directness. The wide forwards, Merentiel, positioned to explode into space quickly. Use their pace, individual skill and transition, catch Bayern's high line. Classic underdog strategy. Defensive resilience, efficiency, opportunism. Aiming for knockout blows, not sustained pressure. Basically say you have the ball, not the space.
So the core tactical clash really boiled down to it. Bayern's high pressing and precise passing control versus Boca's large number of sliding tackles, shoves, and rough challenges designed to disrupt. It wasn't just soccer. It was a physical contest, wasn't it? A battle of will.
Oh, absolutely. A profound physical battle. A test of wills as much as skill. That's what made it so compelling. Bayern wanted beautiful, intricate, modern soccer, quick, precise passing, positional play, control fluidity.
And
Boca sought to make it ugly for Bayern. Those rough challenges, constant slides, shoves, aggressive duels, they weren't incidental. They were a deliberate foundational tactic. Break Bayern's rhythm, make them uncomfortable, inject chaos into their control.
disrupt everything.
Exactly. Disrupt passing lanes, win individual duels through aggression, make every Bayern player feel their presence, make every touch contested. That fundamental opposition, technical control versus raw, unyielding physicality that's the heart of these Europe versus South America clashes, felt like a classic.
Okay, we've dug into the tactics, the numbers. Let's shine a spotlight now on the individuals who really stood out in this high-stakes game, who shone brightest. How did they impact the result?
Some great performances to talk about.
Well, the reports name Harry Kane as man of the match. Stellar 9 out of 10. You mentioned his goal, that clever assist. Really shows his world-class striker's comprehensive ability, doesn't it? More than just a goal scorer.
Absolutely. Kane's performance was just complete, a masterclass. Showcased why he's considered one of the most complete strikers around. Not just the clinical goal, that predatory instinct, but his crucial involvement in the winner, that exquisite assist that cemented it.
He does so much more.
Leads the line tirelessly, links play, drops deep, holds it up, creates space, constant threat, impacts the game in multiple ways. Scorer, creator, leader. Sets him apart.
And his post-match quote was quite telling, too.
Yeah, we knew this wouldn't be easy. We knew we were going into a hostile environment. Hot weather, it was tough. It's great to score and qualify now. Captured the challenge perfectly. Shows his mental strength, too.
Then the key match winner, Michael Olise. 8.5 out of 10. His composure at the critical moment with the winner, especially after the disallowed goal, remarkable. Plus, his active attack and good link-up with Kimmich Lamer.
Olise was exceptional. Showed real mental toughness, resilience, quality. To have that early goal chalked off controversially could easily demotivate someone.
But he kept going.
He did. Kept pushing, looking for chances. And crucially, when the decisive moment came, 84th minute, he had the presence of mind, the technical skill to execute that winner perfectly.
His link-up play was good, too.
Yeah, really effective down that right flank, with Kimmich often supporting from deep. Created constant width, caused problems, showed his versatility, growing influence, ability to deliver when it counts.
Okay, switching to Boca. Miguel Merentiel also got a 9 out of 10. His brilliant individual goal in the 66th minute, just something special, wasn't it? Showcasing strength and technique. Pure South American brilliance.
Oh, Merentiel's goal was a highlight reel moment. Absolutely. Perfect encapsulation of that charm, raw talent, defiant spirit of South American soccer. Not a team goal. Pure individual will.
The strength, the skill.
Strength to win the ball against Upamecano, exquisite technique to evade Stanisic. Then that difficult chip over Neuer. Audacious, skillful, determined finishing from limited chances. That's what fans love. He almost single-handedly dragged Boca back into it. Genius moment.
And the goalkeeper duel. Manuel Neuer, 7.5 out of 10. His crucial first-half saves, especially against Xenon, were vital. Admitted he could do nothing about Merentiel's goal, but otherwise stable.
Neuer's role may be less flashy given the possession, but crucial. Boca's counters were sharp. His saves, especially on Xenon, weren't routine. Stopped Boca equalizing, shifting momentum.
The Merentiel goal is just too good.
Unstoppable. Individual genius. No keeper says that. For the rest, Neuer was commanding, calming, swept effectively behind that high line. Solid.
And on Boca's side, Sergio Marchesín, their keeper, got an impressive 8 out of 10. Showed incredible resilience under constant Bayern attack, multiple brilliant saves, including Elise's free kick.
Marchesín had a fantastic game, despite the loss, under siege for much of it, facing high-quality shots. His resilience of those brilliant saves kept Boca in it for long stretches, prevented a bigger scoreline. The Elise free kick save was exceptional.
And his post-match quote was quite poignant. "We leave with sadness, but full of hope for the future." What does that signify?
It perfectly captures the Boca spirit, doesn't it? Proud of the effort, disappointed with the result, but always looking forward with optimism, belief in their style, their fight. Speaks to a culture valuing the battle, the passion, almost as much as the outcome.
Okay, let's turn to the masterminds on the sidelines, the coaches. Vincent Kompany, Bayern's coach, post-match, he said, "Really happy we saw how difficult it is for European teams against South American teams. This was an excellent win, and every win is tough." Telling statement, isn't it?
Kompany acknowledging that difficulty underscores the win's value. He knew Boca would be a unique, demanding challenge. And his tactical success, those timely subs like Musiala and Pavlovic, adapting by bringing on Müller for the injured Musiala, were key.
Showed his adaptability.
Absolutely. He understood the nuances. Hostile crowd, hot weather, navigated them brilliantly. For him, this wasn't just 3 points. It was proving Bayern could overcome diverse challenges, showing their adaptability and resilience under pressure, a demonstration of strength.
And then Jorge Almiron, Boca's coach, though some sources mention Miguel Angel Russo was previously involved, Almiron was coach for this period. He had a very candid admission. The gap with European clubs, at least for Argentine teams, is still large. That's surprisingly frank.
It is remarkably honest, especially from the coach of such a storied club. Speaks to that ongoing debate. Resources, tactics, player retention gap between top European and South American clubs.
He's admitting a technical difference.
Essentially, yeah. While passion, individual brilliance, fighting spirit are there, the systemic, technical, and tactical differences, driven by finance and talent access, can still be significant. His physical strategy was a pragmatic attempt to compensate, disrupt Bayern, make it about resilience, will, not just skill.
And Boca definitely earned respect.
Even in defeat, their spirit, tenacity, earned respect worldwide, proved they could stand toe-to-toe for much of it.
Russo, or Almiron's philosophy perhaps echoing Russo's ideas, emphasized, "We must be smart to play this type of game with head and heart, always." What does with head and heart truly mean in South American soccer culture?
With head and heart. That's deeply cultural, especially for Boca. Heart is the passion, commitment, relentless fight, the ganas, that emotional connection, the physical, aggressive, never-say-die attitude we saw.
And head?
Head is the tactical intelligence, strategy, discipline, analyzing the opponent, adapting, even against a technically superior side. He's saying you can't just rely on raw passion. You need shrewd tactics, disciplined execution, understanding strengths and weaknesses.
A holistic approach.
Exactly. Honor the fierce cultural roots while adapting intelligently to modern global soccer. Combine that inherent flair and fight with smart, calculated play.
Fascinating cultural insight. Okay, let's explore how the world reacted. The echo chamber media, fans, provides another layer.
Shows the impact.
International media spotlight was definitely on this. ESPN immediately reported, Michael Elise sends Bayern Munich into the Club World Cup knockout stage with an 84th minute goal and a 2-1 win over Boca Juniors. Underscores the immediate impact, doesn't it?
Yeah, that immediate reporting from major outlets highlights the global significance, especially Elise's late winner. But what's really interesting is the media widely saw this as a true test for Bayern.
More weight than the Auckland City game.
Exactly. That 10-year route. Expected. But a hard-fought, gritty win against a giant like Boca in tough conditions, hostile atmosphere, that validates Bayern's strength, their readiness for the knockouts. Not just a win, a statement about resilience, adaptability.
And specialized analysis, like from Bavarian Podcast Works, captured the intensity. Bayern Munich knew they would be in for a severe test, and they got the full South American derby treatment. That phrase, South American derby treatment, is quite evocative.
It perfectly encapsulates it, doesn't it? It wasn't just soccer, it was an experience. Implies the relentless physicality, the nonstop chanting, Boca's tactical disruption, the sheer emotional commitment.
A baptism by fire.
Pretty much. For any European team, every touch, contested, constant pressure, that wall of sound, highlights that Bayern had to earn this through grit, mental fortitude, as well as skill. They were dragged into Boca's fight.
The fan reaction showed a real contrast, too. Bayern fans, happy about qualifying, but also noted as concerned about the difficulty, especially Musiala's injury, and they expressed recognition for the team's performance in physical confrontations. Very pragmatic view.
Absolutely demonstrates that pragmatism, that sophisticated understanding from Bayern supporters. Overjoyed with the result, early qualification, but not naive. Musiala's injury, a real worry.
And appreciating the physical fight.
That's telling. Shows they saw their technical team dig deep, match Boca's physicality, stand up to it. For many fans, showing that grit, that character, is as important as fluid play. Shows they can win ugly when needed. Championship medal.
And then, the strong contrast with Boca fans. Despite losing, proud of the team's fighting spirit, celebrating Merentiel's goal with that huge golazo de Boca, sharing the clip everywhere, brings us back to the crowd, right? That special atmosphere.
This is so characteristic of South American soccer culture, especially Boca. The outcome, disappointing, yes, but often secondary to the effort, the courage, the passion.
The golazo meant more than just a goal.
It was defiance, a flash of brilliance validating their belief against the odds. And the fact they dominated the stadium. They turned Miami into a vibrant, raucous slice of La Bombonera, made it unforgettable. It's about the collective experience, shared emotion, pride in being Boca, pride in the fight.
So after all that intensity, what are the bigger picture implications? For the tournament, the legacy of this match.
Huge implications, really.
Bayern's momentum looks unstoppable, right? First team into the knockouts, dominant group performance, 2 wins, 0 losses, plus 11 goal difference, 12 goals scored, only 1 conceded.
That early qualification is just massive strategically. Cannot be overstated. Means they can rotate against Benfica, rest key players without risk. Vital in a tournament this demanding.
Crucial for the long haul.
Absolutely. Minimizes injury risk, ensures top players are fresh for the knockouts where stakes are higher, energy counts. They've earned the luxury of managing their roster carefully. Huge advantage.
On the flip side, Boca Juniors face an incredibly uphill battle, currently third in Group C, just 1 point. What are their chances now? What needs to happen?
Unfortunately for Boca, their chances are extremely slim now. To qualify, they'd need a convincing win against Auckland City, likely a big win for goal difference. And they need Benfica, currently second, not to win against Bayern. That specific combination makes their path highly improbable. Not mathematically out, but odds heavily stacked against them. Stark contrast to Bayern's comfortable progress shows how tough this format is.
And this match, beyond the immediate results, holds deep historical significance too, doesn't it? Bayern became the first European representative to defeat a South American team in this new Club World Cup format. Extends that historical edge.
Yeah, that's a crucial historical footnote. Reinforces that narrative of European dominance in global club competitions. For Bayern, it asserts their superiority over a traditional giant in this significant new format.
But it's bigger than just Bayern versus Boca.
Oh yeah. This game profoundly proved the competitive value of the new format. It delivered exactly what FIFA hoped for. A brilliant confrontation, showcasing distinct, compelling styles. South American versus European soccer.
Delivered on the promise.
Totally. A true spectacle. A genuine test of global prowess, highly entertaining for fans worldwide. Validation for the expanded format.
And it brings us full circle to Company's final word on it. This will be the highlight of the group stage. Traditional European clubs against traditional South American clubs. This win, he said, was not just 3 points, but a demonstration of Bayern's strength on the world stage.
Company's statement just nails the essence of this deep dive. He knew this was more than a group game. It was a litmus test, a symbolic clash of titans. Different continents, histories, philosophies.
Winning it meant more.
Exactly. Winning that match in those challenging circumstances, heat, hostile crowd, physical opponent, wasn't just about points. It was a powerful demonstration of Bayern's adaptability, resilience, ultimate quality. Cemented their status as major contenders. Underscored their credentials as a truly global force, ready for any challenge.
What an incredible game, and what a deep dive this has been into all its layers. The Bayern-Boca match, it really was a prime example of soccer's global appeal, wasn't it? A thrilling blend of that systematic technical mastery, passionate physicality, and those moments of sheer individual brilliance we'll be replaying for years.
Yeah, it had everything.
It really did. Everything you could ask for in a high-stakes contest.
Indeed. And, the stats, the performances, the coaching decisions, they all paint that picture of a deserved win for Bayern. But crucially, it was a victory that genuinely tested their mettle, pushed them beyond their comfort zone.
Boca made them work for it.
Boca pushed them, challenged their control, forced them to dig deep, revealed aspects of Bayern's character you might not see in easier games.
And what really stood out, I think, was how this match, played in that humid Miami heat, was just a microcosm of that enduring, thrilling rivalry between European and South American soccer styles.
Mm,
It undeniably proved this new, expanded Club World Cup format can deliver compelling drama, gives us a real taste of what's to come. You can feel the anticipation for the knockouts already, knowing the quality we're in for.
yeah, it sets the bar high.
So as this new format continues to take shape, what does this specific Bayern versus Boca clash this battle between established European power and defiant South American passion?
Yeah.
What does it tell us about the true future of global club soccer?
Good question.
Will that gap truly close? Will South American clubs find new ways to consistently challenge European dominance? Or are we going to see more of these intensely contested yet often similar results where European structure ultimately prevails? It raises an important question for you, the informed observer, to consider as this exciting new era unfolds.
Something to definitely keep an eye on.
Until next time, keep diving deep.